Have you ever wondered how big companies like Netflix know what movies to recommend next? Or how your favorite online stores seem to know exactly what you're about to buy? It's not magic, it's simply data analytics. And here's the best part, you don't have to be a tech guru to understand it. In fact, if you can think logically, ask questions, and solve everyday problems, you already have what it takes to begin this journey. In this video, I'll be walking you through what data analytics really means, why it matters, and different types of data analytics, the key skills and tools you'll need, and how to start learning, even if you're just starting from zero. So grab your pen, stay with me to the end, and let's demystify this thing together. Okay, now let's move to what is data analytics. Let's look at the definition of data analytics. Data analytics is the process of collecting data, cleaning data, analyzing it, and using it to make better decisions. It's as simple as that. Then imagine you sell homemade juice in your neighborhood. Every day people come to buy, but you've never written anything down. Now, if I ask you, what flavor sells the most? What day do you sell the highest bottles? Do people prefer chilled juice in the morning or evening? You might give me a rough guess, but it won't be accurate. That's where data analytics comes in. Let's say you start recording your daily sales in a simple table. The day, the time, type of juice, number of bottles, and all those stuffs. In 1 month, you have real data. Analyzing that data might show that Zobo sells more on Fridays. Pineapple sells best when it's hot outside. Evening sales are higher than mornings. With that information, you can plan better, make more sales, and waste less. Because you'll not be producing based on when people need this particular one and why, more like when people need this particular one and why this particular one sells more. That's the power of data analytics. Using real information to make smarter decisions is as simple as that. Then let's move to why is data analytics important? Then think about this. Every business, big or small, wants to make better decisions, reduce their mistakes, save money, and grow. That's what data analytics help them do. Let's go back to that juice business example. If you know people don't really buy orange juice on Mondays, then you have to stop overproducing it. If you know Zobo flies off the shelf on Fridays, you stock more of it. That saves you money and increases your profits. So that is the power of what data can do. Let's take for example that you're a beginner data analyst and someone asks you, what can this data do to me? You can actually explain to them what this data analytics can do to their businesses. Now imagine this on a bigger scale, like banks, hospitals, airlines, tech companies. Banks use data to detect fraud. Hospitals use data to improve patient care. Airlines use it to plan flight schedules and avoid delays. Without data analytics, they will be making blind guesses. And in today's world, guessing can be very costly. Then let's move to the types of data analytics that we'll have. We'll go through the four types one by one with deeper examples and clear explanations. First of all is descriptive analytics. Descriptive analytics, in fact, the simple way for you to remember is what happened. It's more of what happened. Like this is the most basic type of analytics. It helps you understand what already happened. Like it gives you a summary of the past data. That is what happened before. Let's say you're a small business owner selling skincare products and you always track your monthly sales and notice that in March you sold 100 facial cleansers but only 30 in February. That's descriptive analytics. It answers questions like how many people visited my website last week? How many sales did we make in January? What was the average customer rating last month? Then another example is Instagram Insights. Why I'm using Instagram Insights is something relatable to us because some of us are on Instagram. So now, like when you check how many people liked or viewed your post, That's descriptive analytics. You're just describing what happened in the past. There is no guesswork here, no future predictions, just the plain facts. Then I will move to the second type of data analytics, that is diagnostic analytics. Diagnostic analytics is why did it happen? Trying to know why a particular trend occurs, trying to know why a particular thing happens. Now that you know what happened through descriptive analytics, diagnostic analytics helps you understand why it happened. Using the skincare example again, you notice that in March, cleanser sales went up. But why? Then you dig into the data and realize that in early March, you ran a promo on that product. And you also posted a viral skincare tip video. That explains the increase. Diagnostic analytics involves asking why did traffic to my website drop last weekend? Why did sales go up in a certain location? Why are customers complaining about a specific item? It can even be why do people view my video more on Instagram? Like this is you asking why, like why did this thing happen? It's like playing a detective. You understand? You are looking for the reason behind the numbers. It helps you find the root cause. It helps you find the root cause so you can take informed actions. You know, what like when you ask that question, why did this thing happen? If it's a positive thing, you know that you can repeat that or even double down on it. If it's a negative thing, you know that you need to avoid that. Then let's go to the third type of data analytics, that is predictive analytics. This simply means what might happen next. This one is about looking into the future based on based on what has happened in the past. Let's say you've noticed that every December your skincare sales double. You also noticed that people start ordering early from late November. With that trend, you can predict that sales will likely go up again this coming December. So you stock up early. That is predictive analytics. One, it helps businesses forecast sales, predict customer behavior, plan for seasonal demand. And of course, it's not always 100% accurate, but it gives you a pretty good idea. Like it's like saying, based on what we've seen, here's what we think will happen. It's predicting. So the fourth type of data analytics is prescriptive analytics. Prescriptive analytics. What should we do? That is what this one is all about. This is the final level. Prescriptive analytics helps you decide what action to take based on your data and predictions. Using our December sales example, you already predict that demand will go up. Now, prescriptive analytics might suggest that you offer a discount bundle to increase sales even more, hire extra help during December to reduce stress and be able to attend to your customers. Start a social media campaign early to double down on your sales. It combines everything, what happened, why it happened, what might happen, and tells you what to do next. This is where data becomes super valuable because it's not just about knowing, it's about doing. Now, let's go to key skills needed for data analytics. This is for beginners. So, don't worry, you don't need to know everything from day one, but these are the foundational skills that every beginner should focus on. Data cleaning. This means fixing messy data like removing duplicates, correcting wrong spellings, or filling in missing values. Imagine a contact list where names are misspelled or phone numbers are incomplete. It makes things harder to understand. Cleaning data makes it neat and reliable because anything that goes wrong during your data cleaning, more like you didn't clean that data very well, it will affect your analysis. Then the second skill you need for data analytics is data analysis. This is where you find meaning in the number, like calculating totals, averages, trends, or comparing one group to another. For example, analyzing which product sells best by age group. Then the third one is data visualization. This is turning your data into graphs, charts, or dashboards that are easy to understand. People process visuals faster than numbers. So this skill is super important. And most of the time, you don't deal with technical clients like your CEO, your marketing manager, your sales managers, even people in operations that you need to deliver these insights to. Most of the time, they don't understand the numbers. So this data visualization is a simple way that you can visualize your results and then explain it to them. Then the fourth one is data storytelling. It's one thing to analyze data, but it's another thing to explain it in a way anyone can understand. This is about connecting the dots and telling a clear story from your findings. The fifth one is problem solving. This is more of a soft skill. Analytics is about solving problems. You see a drop in sales, what caused it? You notice people abandon carts. How can we fix it? That's the mindset you need. Problem solving mindset. Then the sixth one is critical thinking. Don't take data at face value. Always ask, is this accurate? What does this really mean? Should I look deeper? Very, very important. You need to think critically. Then the seventh one is communication skills. You need to explain your insights to people who don't know anything about data. Maybe your manager or a client. You just need to keep it simple and clear so that they can understand. You don't need to be using the data analytics terms which might be new to them. Then I will move to the tools used in data analytics, especially for beginners. To analyze data, you need the right tools. Here are the most beginner friendly tools you can start with. One is Excel. Most people know Excel. It's great for organizing data, doing basic analysis, and even making charts. You can do a lot with Excel, and Excel is super powerful when it comes to analyzing small data sets. Then the next tool is Python or R. These are programming languages. You don't need to learn both. Pick one. Python is more beginner friendly and widely used in the industry. So you can always choose Python. The third one is SQL. This helps you work with databases like asking a big system, give me all the sales from last month for Lagos. It's simple once you get the hang of it. Trust me, SQL is very, very simple. Then the fourth one is Tableau or Power BI. These tools are for visualization. They help you build beautiful dashboards that show your data in a clear and interactive way. You don't need to know how to code to use them. Then now I will be going to the learning path. Are you feeling excited already but not sure where to start? Here's a simple learning path for you. Start with the basics. Understand what data is, types of data, and basic statistics. Learn the differences between qualitative and quantitative data. Then number two in the learning parts, learn key tools and languages. Start with Excel and SQL. Then gradually move to Python because in Python you will write codes. Then Power BI, depending on your interest, you can decide to choose Power BI or Tableau. Then the third one in the learning parts is apply what you learn with projects. Don't just watch tutorials, practice with real world data sets. You can find many free online data sets like data movies or even COVID statistics is there. Then you need to explore advanced topics. Then you need to explore advanced topics. As you grow, explore things like machine learning, data science, or business intelligence, but it takes one step at a time. There is no rush. So, congratulations, you've just completed your first big step into the world of data analytics because you need to understand this theoretical part before you go into practical so everything don't feel or sound strange to you. Now that you know what it is, why it's important, the different types, the skills you need, and how to begin learning, even if you're starting from zero, remember you don't need to be a genius. You just need curiosity, patience, and consistency. Start small, grow gradually, and before you know it, you'll be analyzing data like a pro. So, if you found this video helpful, make sure to share and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any question, feel free to leave it in the comment section. Until I see you next time, my name is Chima Woso. Bye.